adjust this a little. I wonder if I can prop it down. Oh, okay. 15 weeks. Well, first of all, why don't I talk about what I was hoping for bump dates and then kind of go from there. I don't want to do them in here forever, first of all. I want to eventually do them in the nursery, but as we do not have that done yet, here's where they gotta be. I was hoping to do my bump dates kind of like update you guys on where I'm at in my pregnancy, how I'm feeling, all of that kind of junk, and then kind of maybe talk about a topic that's been on my mind during my pregnancy. Kind of, yep. So, 15 weeks. I'm really starting to pop. Like I feel like I wake up every day and I'm like, oh my God. So that's been fun. So my nausea is not consistent anymore, which is really, really nice. I have noticed though that I'll go a few days with no symptoms. Not no symptoms, but like no nausea, no anything like that. And I'll have a couple days where I'm like hit with some pretty bad nausea for a few hours, a lot of exhaustion, and then I find that my abdomen gets kind of tight and a little bit achy. I'm attributing that to maybe some growth spurts. That would make sense to me, like a little surge of hormones and nugget growing away. What else has been happening? Lots of things have been happening. I've had a lot of dizzy spells. My blood pressure's low, so that explains that, which is apparently normal. Belly's been itchy. I've been pretty tired, but not as tired. So I've gotten a little bit of an energy boost, which is really nice. I had so many things I wanted to talk about. Oh, I'm forgetful. I'm so freaking forgetful. I feel like my brain is made of Swiss cheese right now. It's like things will go in there and sit for a little bit and then just be gone. And it's already hard enough. I have ADHD. It's hard enough for me to keep things into my brain, but like, God, pregnancy brain is so real. Stuffy nose, that's another one, especially at night, but like it's not runny stuffy, it's just stuffy. Like I can't breathe through it, which is making me crazy. Yeah, that's about it. So far, it's been relatively, I don't want to say easy. I don't want to underplay how I've been feeling, because like for my first trimester, it was pretty miserable to be that nauseous and that tired all the time. It just really takes a lot out of you. It exhausts you in a way that you're not really anticipating. I would wake up 7:30, 8 o'clock like I do every day, and by 11 I would be so ready for a nap. But not just ready for a nap, I'd have to take a nap, and that's like ridiculous. I've been in this world now for 3 hours. I've been awake for 3 hours, and why am I so tired? But it hasn't been easy, but it's been manageable, which is good. Yeah. I promise they'll get more interesting. I'm sorry. Oh, I feel like I am incubating a furnace. I am so warm, constantly, which Caitlin actually just was like, does it feel really cold in here? And I was like, it feels perfect is what it feels. Oh, like maternity clothes. So I bloated really, really early, and because I was taking progesterone until week 12. Everything got uncomfortable very fast. Like things I didn't even think about. So in my head, I'm like, for a while, I can make my leggings work. I can make my, there's a fly. I can make my leggings work. I can make my underwear work. I can make those things work for a while, and I wouldn't have to get maternity wear. But it's the way things, it's not even about the size of it, because I'm still in that size. It's about where it sits. So my underwear was cutting in to like the least comfortable part on my belly, which is right where, you know, my uterus is growing, and my leggings were cutting into an uncomfortable part. And so getting maternity underwear and maternity leggings was not something I anticipated having to do this early. And yet it's like made all the difference. It really is about, and I have to get the stuff that like pulls up and over, or else I'm just not comfortable. So that's that. I'm not gonna go crazy with maternity clothes. I already have a dress. I have my leggings. I'll get maybe a few more pairs of leggings, a couple of shirts, and then just pair them with my flannels over the winter. That's really all I wear anyways. So, I mean, you guys know, you've seen me in the same flannel like 1,700 times. So I think that's about everything for symptoms. Yeah, so what I wanted to talk about in this video, sorry. Oh, one more thing. My sciatica is flaring up like crazy. I don't know if you guys have any sciatic trouble or like sciatic pain. I have had sciatic issues in the past, so that's probably why it's acting up earlier. But it's like, it hurts like right around above your ass, and then it shoots all the way down your leg into your foot. And it makes it numb and painful and tingly, and I notice it the most when I'm like lying down and trying to go to sleep. Thank God for pregnancy pillows. I'm telling you, even if it doesn't seem like the kind of like thing you'd want to buy or the investment you'd want to make, I will sing praises forever about this pregnancy pillow just because it takes so much weight off of my hips, and I can't even explain it, but it's been a godsend. So do yourself a favor and get a pregnancy pillow. I will advocate it forever. Anyways, so what I wanted to talk to you guys about a little bit was about being someone who is plus size and pregnant. I'm very lucky in that I am on the tail end of like straight sizes, which means I'm in the XL, XXL range. So I'm lucky in that there are things that I can fit into in terms of maternity clothes. I can fit into Old Navy's maternity clothes just fine if they are even a little bit big for me. I can fit into Time Maternity, and most maternity brands have an XL to XXL range. I'm in the in-between sizes is what I would consider myself to be. So I'm kind of right at that bridge size. But there are a lot of people who get pregnant who are plus sized who have a really hard time finding maternity clothes. I can still fit into things, but there are things that I'm like, oh, how am I going to find a winter coat? I can't find, Old Navy doesn't have any maternity winter coats. Time Maternity is still a little small. And, you know, if I'm struggling, if I, someone who can fit into straight sizes, is struggling to find certain things, I can't imagine what people who are in bigger sizes than me are struggling to find. So that's one thing. Kind of the world likes to pretend that plus size people don't or can't get pregnant, which is not in any way true, because I think that there's this mentality with people that if you're plus sized, you're not healthy enough to get pregnant. Again, not true, but I'll get to that. Things that I anticipated would be a struggle aren't. I'm actually starting to look quite visibly pregnant, and people are touching my belly already, and I kind of assumed that people would say, oh, well, she's plus size, she's fat, whatever, and wouldn't want to kind of engage on that level in the same way that they do for, you know, people who aren't plus sized. That hasn't been the case, so that's been nice. What I have encountered is something I maybe really didn't think about or consider, which is that if you have a higher BMI, first of all, BMI is bunk. It's honest to God bunk. I'll let you research it because it shouldn't be used anymore. So anyways, if you have a higher than an average BMI, so overweight or obese, you are listed as at risk in a lot of ways. They haven't listed me as an at-risk pregnancy for a few reasons that I'll get into, which has been nice, but that's not the case with a lot of plus-sized people. They will instantly be listed as at risk, despite having no warning signs for being an at-risk pregnancy or no issues that would entail that kind of label. Sorry. Another symptom. I'm so thirsty all the time. So we have a fantastic family doctor who knows that I actually have an eating disorder and has made it very clear to me that they're here to support me during my pregnancy and they don't want me weighing myself. They, you know, our nurse, when she was talking to us about it, was saying things like, you know, you have to gain weight. You just have to. You're carrying a baby. You're making a baby. And that's why I don't want you to focus on your weight. What we focus on is other signs and symptoms that might indicate issues that can happen to anybody, Our midwives, again, are great, but I did notice the last time that we talked to our midwife, she ordered me an extra blood sugar evaluation test. And the reason being was that at a certain BMI, it's standard. I felt a little weird about that. And I wanted to kind of like figure out why I felt weird about that. And when I was talking to Caitlin, I realized it was because I haven't given them any indication that I'm unhealthy, because I'm not, or that I eat poorly or any of those things. And beyond that, gestational diabetes and someone's propensity to get gestational diabetes aren't necessarily linked to their weight. It's linked to a predisposition. It's linked to any number of issues. Someone being overweight or in the obese BMI category, it's not a diagnosis of an issue, right? I mean, I've spent a lot of my life overweight. I've spent a lot of my life plus sized, and I have amazing blood pressure. I've never had blood sugar issues. I'm a pretty damn healthy person. I mean, physically, not mentally. That's a whole other thing. Maybe the next one I'll talk about anxiety. I've never given anyone any reason. I've never been pre-diabetic. I've never been any of those things. And the funny thing is that those things can affect people that are much smaller than I am. And beyond that, gestational diabetes is about your ability to regulate your blood sugar in pregnancy. It actually doesn't necessarily have anything to do with your ability to regulate your blood sugar outside of pregnancy. Remember, your body's working very differently now. It's supporting 2 when it just supported 1. And there are plenty of people who develop gestational diabetes that are not overweight, that are not in the obese category, that are quite slender. I am predisposed to gestational diabetes because my mom had it. My mom is very, very thin. Genetically, that's a predisposition, and it would have made more sense to me if that's why they did it, but it's not. So I kind of struggled with that, and I struggled with the assumptions that are kind of made about how my body functions because I'm plus sized. So again, that one midwife, we have a team of a couple midwives, because obviously if one midwife is helping birth a baby, she can't help birth mine. And our first midwife, fantastic. Our second midwife was surprised that I had low blood pressure. She was genuinely thinking that I would have high blood pressure because I'm plus sized. Which again, if you had said that you were surprised because I have a family history of high blood pressure, which I do, that would have been different. But that wasn't the case. I think what I'm struggling with is people making assumptions about my ability to have a baby and be healthy, to be pregnant and be healthy. And that's wild to me because I've spent my whole life healthy. My whole pregnancy thus far, very, very healthy. Everything's been fine. And you know what? Maybe I will develop gestational diabetes, but so will a lot of people. And I'm of the mind that it has nothing to do with my weight. Not if I've never had any precursors to that because of my weight. So anyways, that's kind of been what I've been struggling with lately and kind of struggling to come to terms with. It's not a very friendly world for people who are plus sized right now. And certainly not in pregnancy circles. There's a real emphasis on, well, you have to lose weight before you have a baby. You have to do this. I don't even know what to do with that because I don't feel like it's accurate. It's upsetting. It's really upsetting to constantly see that and constantly be hit with a barrage of that. Because people, I might be overweight, but people have no idea what my health is like. They have no idea what I do with my body or the kind of exercise I get or the food that I eat. They don't know. If people could stop making assumptions about my pregnancy, that would be fantastic. Yeah, I think that's about all I wanted to cover today. I'm sorry. It's a little like stream of consciousness a bit, but hopefully you were able to follow along. I'm sorry. I will get so much better at looking into the camera. It sucks. I don't like looking in the camera. I like looking at my own face, okay? Because I'm conceited. I'm like a bird. I'm like a cockatiel seeing itself in a mirror. Anyway, oh, I guess I should show you my belly. That's a thing, right? I might have to move you so that you can actually see it. Is that better? There it is. Yep. Hasn't fully rounded out yet, but it's starting to. I'm like weirdly crouching. I'm sorry, guys. This will get better. All right. Ooh. That's all I got. They'll get more concise, I promise. Yep. Don't know how to end this. Here, I'll show you Rosie. Say hello to your adoring fans. You gonna wrap it up for me? Why is your face so dirty? What have you been into? Oh my God. Bye, guys.